Beyond its technical achievements, the Commodore 64 fostered a robust community of users and enthusiasts. Magazines, user groups, and online forums dedicated to the C64 sprang up, creating a vibrant ecosystem where users could share knowledge, software, and experiences. This community was instrumental in extending the lifespan of the Commodore 64 and played a vital role in its enduring popularity. The influence of the Commodore 64 also extended into the realms of music and digital art. The SID chip inspired a generation of musicians and composers, leading to the creation of new genres and styles of digital music. Similarly, the machine's graphics capabilities opened up new possibilities for digital artists, making the C64 a tool for creative expression beyond traditional computing. The legacy of the Commodore 64 is multifaceted and enduring. It influenced subsequent generations of computers and software, setting benchmarks in graphics and sound that would shape the future of home computing. The C64 also played a crucial role in introducing many to the world of programming and computing, sparking a passion for technology in countless individuals. Today, the Commodore 64's influence can be seen in the resurgence of retro gaming, the popularity of chiptune music, and the continued interest in vintage computing. The C64 community remains active, with enthusiasts developing new software and hardware expansions that keep the spirit of this iconic machine alive. The Commodore 64 didn't exist in isolation. It was part of a broader computing landscape that was rapidly evolving in the 1980s. At this time, the market was burgeoning with various home computers, each vying for dominance. Among its contemporaries, the C64 stood out for several reasons. Its combination of affordability, user-friendly interface, and advanced technical capabilities made it a preferred choice for a wide demographic, from hobbyists to families and educators. This was in stark contrast to machines like the Apple II and IBM PC, which, while powerful, were often more expensive.
For the price of a Commodore 64, here's what you get from Apple, from IBM. For what it costs to add a Commodore disk drive, Apple, IBM. Add a Commodore printer, Apple, IBM, the PC Junior. Add a Commodore modem, and now you can get an Apple IIe or an IBM PC Junior with 3 games. Is it any wonder Commodore sells more computers than Apple and IBM combined?
The journey of the Commodore 64 was not without its challenges. One of the most significant hurdles was balancing performance with affordability. The team behind the C64 had to make strategic choices in hardware design to keep costs down while not compromising on functionality. This balancing act led to innovative solutions in both hardware and software, fostering a culture of creativity and problem-solving within the Commodore community. Another challenge was the limitations of technology at the time. With constraints in memory, processing power, and storage, developers had to be ingenious in their approach to software design. Games and applications were often programmed to maximize the use of available resources, leading to groundbreaking techniques in coding and graphics design. These limitations, in a way, fueled a spirit of innovation that is still celebrated in the retro computing community. The Commodore 64 played a vital role in the field of education. Its affordability made it a popular choice for schools, introducing a generation of students to the world of computing. For many, the C64 was their first encounter with programming, with its built-in BASIC interpreter serving as an accessible introduction to coding. This early exposure to computing concepts and programming laid the foundation for many future careers in technology and contributed to the development of the IT workforce. Beyond programming, the C64 was also used as an educational tool in other areas. Its software library included a wide range of educational programs that covered topics from mathematics to language learning, making learning interactive and engaging. The influence of the Commodore 64 on the gaming industry is a story of revolution and innovation. It provided a platform for game developers to push the boundaries of what was possible in video games. The C64's advanced graphics and sound capabilities allowed for more complex and immersive games, which elevated the gaming experience to new heights. Many of the gaming mechanics and genres popular today can trace their origins back to innovations made on the C64. The machine also cultivated a unique gaming culture. The availability of easy-to-use programming tools and the machine's flexibility encouraged gamers not just to play games, but to create them. This led to a surge in independent game development, with many amateur programmers designing and sharing their own games, a precursor to today's indie gaming movement. The impact of the Commodore 64 extended well beyond the realms of technology and gaming. It permeated various aspects of popular culture. The machine became a symbol of the technological optimism of the 1980s, representing the possibilities of the digital age. Its influence was seen in music, where the SID chip inspired a whole new genre of electronic music, and in art, where it provided a new medium for digital artists to explore. Moreover, the Commodore 64 played a role in shaping the early online culture. As modems became more accessible, C64 users were among the first to explore online communication, participating in bulletin board systems, BBS, and early forms of online gaming. This was a precursor to the connected world we live in today, where digital communication is an integral part of daily life. The Commodore 64's legacy is as rich and varied as its history. Long after the end of its production, the C64 continues to be revered in the computing and gaming communities. Its impact is evident in several areas, from the evolution of personal computing to its influence on the gaming industry. The C64 was not just a product of its time, it was a forerunner of future trends in computing, including multimedia capabilities, user-friendly interfaces, and the democratization of technology. One of the most significant legacies of the C64 is its contribution to the development of the software industry. The machine's popularity and wide user base created a fertile ground for software development, leading to innovations in programming techniques and game design. Many of today's software development practices can trace their roots back to the community and culture that developed around the C64. In recent years, there has been a resurgence of interest in retro computing, with the Commodore 64 at the forefront. This renewed interest is driven by nostalgia, but also by an appreciation of the simplicity and creativity that characterized early computing. The C64, with its iconic design, user-friendly interface, and rich library of software, remains a popular choice for retro computing enthusiasts. This resurgence is not just about reliving the past, it's also about rediscovering and preserving the skills, techniques, and creativity that defined early personal computing. The Commodore 64 community, both old and new, continues to be active, with users sharing knowledge, developing new software, and even creating new hardware to keep the machine alive. The influence of the Commodore 64 extends into modern times in several ways. Its impact is seen in the indie gaming scene, where developers draw inspiration from the games of the C64 era. The aesthetics, gameplay mechanics, and even the music of many indie games are heavily influenced by the classics of the C64. Moreover, the Commodore 64 has found new life in the digital arts. The distinctive graphics and sound of the C64 are being rediscovered by a new generation of digital artists and musicians. The SID chip, in particular, continues to be celebrated for its unique sound, inspiring modern electronic music. In conclusion, the story of the Commodore 64 is a testament to the transformative power of technology. It was more than just a home computer. It was a catalyst for change, a tool for creativity, and a window into the future of the digital world. The Commodore 64 democratized computing, revolutionized gaming, and left an indelible mark on digital culture. Its legacy continues to inspire and influence, reminding us of a time when the boundaries of technology were there to be pushed, and the possibilities seemed endless. The Commodore 64 represents a pivotal chapter in the history of computing, a chapter that continues to be written by the passionate community of users, developers, and enthusiasts who keep the spirit of this iconic machine alive.